I'm E. Wilson Young, and I'm going to read a portion of my creative nonfiction piece, Happy Anniversary, that's being published by Emrys Journal in their volume 37. I'm very excited that it's coming out in Emrys Journal, and I'm excited to share this heartwarming story with you. Though as far as I know, she never threatened to vomit on anyone. Since Mom had died 5 months earlier, we'd all been filling in the gaps she left behind in different ways, doing things like having lunch with Dad on his wedding anniversary, calling each other more often, arranging family events. Dad had changed the most dramatically. He wrote heartfelt notes and birthday and Christmas cards for me and Ethan, and even one for Mom, memorializing her, which led to the shocking discovery that Dad has amazingly gorgeous penmanship. But how would anyone have ever discovered this when Mom had been signing everything for him for nearly 38 years? In the weeks after Mom's death, Dad called me every day more than he ever had before, and even more frequently than Mom, who had been sensitive about intruding. These unspoken rules didn't impede Dad. Our phone conversations, bloated with silence, lurched along from one topic to another until Dad would sign off by saying, "Well, son, I'm going to call you tomorrow and the next day to make sure you're all right." And I would start to cry as soon as I hung up the phone. And then reflexively, I would catch myself thinking, oh, I can't wait to tell Mom about that. And she'd be so proud of Dad that he called and did that. Sometimes I could almost follow Dad's thinking, but his giddiness at dropping a deuce in his pants remained blessedly opaque, this horrifying glimpse into my future still a ways off. At least he had a normal reaction to Ethan's threat of vomiting on him. Startled, Dad gaped across the truck cab at my brother, the urgency of the situation finally hitting him now that vomit had been added to the equation. It's nice to know that a line exists somewhere. Shitting your pants while seated next to your youngest son? What a lark! This will surely become a proud family tale recited at Christmas and birthdays from now on. Father, remember how you nearly shat yourself with me in the truck? Why, yes, son, I do. I won't soon forget that day. And then they will both give a hearty chortle. But being vomited on, ew, that's gross, that's weird, no. There's a Quick Trip across the road, Ethan said, pointing at the gas station that sat across 6 lanes of 138. I'll walk to work from there, and you can take care of business. Their arms race of bodily functions temporarily stalemated, and the Quick Trip tantalizingly within reach. Dad sought to make amends. Chastened, he said, son, I'm sorry, I can't get you to work. Cutting through his glee at possibly soiling himself, he sensed that he'd fallen short somehow and backslid to his less thoughtful ways. Never mind, Ethan said. You worry about you. I'll get to work. You worry about you. You just get yourself to that bathroom in time. I have never understood the appeal of NASCAR racing, but when Ethan told me this story, I identified with Dad and really rooted for him and for us, really, because since we're so much alike. Just as he's never been good at checking in with his body, let's say, Dad has never driven any faster than 10 miles below the speed limit. But that day, when the light turned green, the truck tires squealed, and Dad gunned it through the intersection. He sped across the 6 lanes, swinging the truck into the far right turn lane for the Quick Trip, and with a lurching jolt of the brakes, pulled into a parking spot as close to the convenience store as possible. And sure, Dad hurried because if he crapped his pants, he would consequently incur what I imagined, and what he probably imagined too, as a Linda Blair-like retaliatory spray of projectile vomit from my younger brother. But I think something else compelled him. I think he liked people commenting on how he'd adapted to Mom's role. I think he surprised himself at how thoughtful he could be. Dad's side of the family has a strong genetic stamp. Years ago, when Dad's brother, my Uncle Kimsey, died, his colleagues from the hospital all commented on how easily they could identify family members. You can tell who you belong to, they said. I belong to Dad. I look like him. I'm named after him. And while I don't yet have his same glee at shitting my pants, I do take after him a lot, mentally as well. And he's really stepped up after Mom died. And I'm really happy to belong to Dad in that regard as well. That day at the Quick Trip, Ethan ran in and bought cigarettes in the same amount of time that it took Dad to do this clenched sphincter tiptoe to the entrance of the Quick Trip. At the automatic doors, Ethan and Dad nodded as they passed, as if to wish the other Godspeed as they went about their day, Ethan to work and Dad to the toilet. So what happened? Did he make it? You're going to have to check out volume 37 of Emrys Journal. Thank you so much.